Ty Wheeler. This is my persuasive presentation. Humans pollute our oceans with nearly 14,000 tons of sunscreen annually. The Great Barrier Reef alone is one of the largest ecosystems, and it attracts approximately 2 million tourists a year. On average, these tourists at the Great Barrier Reef are alone exposed to 415 tons of sunscreen. As a result, half of the reef has been reported dead and is in the near stages of, according to the Australian government in 2018. The credibility deterioration of our coral reef is an important topic because I love the ocean, and recent vacations with my family we have seen kind of bits and pieces of how the sunscreen is actually killing off all the ecosystems and just because the sunscreen. And the reefs are dying due to human skin protection. Tourists to beach locations need to be aware of the damage they are causing, to be proactive about it. Molokini Crater, it's right behind me. It used to be an active volcano, and due to human skin protection, tourists on the beach locations need to be more aware, because on Hawaii there's a chain of volcanoes around it, and that's actually one of the volcanoes, and it has a reef underneath it, and a bunch of boats go out there to snorkel, and it hosts 250 different marine life species currently right now, and in the early 2000s it was over 1,000 different marine species. As of 2018 there are only 250, and it's killed well over a quarter of just that area right over there. A problem is a lot of animals live in the Great Barrier Reef, and because they're living in there, when the sunscreen starts touching all the coral, the fish, that's like the food that the fish eat, it actually kills all the coral, and then the fish have to relocate because the coral's dying. This affects the whole ecosystem of the ocean's fish, food source, and marine vegetation. And that's really important, because if you kill the entire environment around us, then we won't have an environment to live in. And another problem with this, people acted way too late on it. Now they're creating new sunscreen that helps prevent this, and it's more eco-friendly, but they provide it on the boat. But a lot of the tourists, before they even get on the boat to go like snorkeling or do whatever in the ocean, it doesn't even matter if you're going to the beach with that sunscreen. It's just going to eventually go out to the ocean and go all the way over there and kill stuff, kill the coral. And then but before people even get on the boat, they wear just their normal sunscreen that they can buy. And as a result of that, in Hawaii they banned 80% of the sunscreen because of the reefs being killed around Hawaii. And they say that even though they've kind of tried to solve the problem by making different sunscreens that are more eco-friendly, or banning 80% of the ones that are not good, that are by far the worst, it will take over 10 years to recover most of the life, meaning 25 to 30% of the fish that live there, or the coral to come back to life, and all that kind of stuff. And it just makes everything go bad. And I guess my short-term solution of this problem is banning some of the sunscreen, which has already been done, and it's slowing the progress of the reef's death, because people still have old sunscreen and stuff, and they wear it all the time. The long term would be to leave the Great Barrier Reef alone, meaning just don't let anyone get near it, only on certain types of the year. 1 month a year you can go look at it. You know what I mean? That kind of deal. So that way it gives 11 months out of the year for them to recover for the next 10 years, and then you can have better sunscreen to actually go look at the reef, and it will. Or just don't wear sunscreen, because it kills things. And according to that, pretty much my solution would be just leave it alone for the most part. And that's all I got.